Hey everybody, this is future Ryan. Actually, for you, I am past Ryan, but for myself right now, and myself in the rest of the recording, I'm future Ryan. I'm just traveling time to let you know that we apologize for the bad sound quality during the first 6.5 or so minutes of this episode. Technological issues. Apologies again. But thanks for tuning in, and promise the audio gets better after that. All right, thanks. See you in the episode. Good day, listeners. This is Ryan.
And this is Kyle.
And you are listening to
The Doctor's Watcher, the Doctor Who podcast where it doesn't matter if you've watched the episode because neither has the co-host.
Indeed. And this is an exciting episode because we are starting a brand new serial. It's like switching from Cheerios to Golden Grams.
Yeah, definitely. And not only a new serial, but a whole new arbitrary season.
Yeah, right. It's like switching from fake summer to actual summer.
Or like when Golden Grams redesigns the box, but the cereal itself is still the same.
Right. Right. The main difference is there's less cereal in the box.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And we talked in the past few episodes about the arbitrariness of their seasons. And I went and looked at episode release dates. And so far, I only looked at the seasons we've covered, but so far there has been about a month and a half in between seasons. But the seasons themselves have all had different numbers of episodes, and they really do seem arbitrary, even to the extent that I read that they considered having this serial that we're starting be the last serial of season 4, but decided to just make it the first serial of season 5 instead.
Yeah, What logic was behind that? Season 4 will be so much better if we just put more stuff in it. No, I'm anti more stuff. This new stuff must be in a new arbitrary box.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, since it's a new season, I figured we might possibly have new listeners. So welcome to all of them, if there are any. This is a podcast where I watch Doctor Who and I describe it to you listeners and you, Ryan. And I don't know about the listeners, but Ryan at least has not watched it yet when I describe it. So
right.
It is not a requirement to watch the show in order to listen to this podcast.
Indeed. And another note for new listeners is that you can reach out to us on Blue Sky or Gmail. I believe our contact information should be in the show notes, but please feel free to I guess you don't tweet in a blue sky. You might drift, I guess, like a cloud or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, so send us a drift or whatever there, or one of those old-fashioned emails at Gmail. and we'd be happy to answer any questions or take any criticism. Not that it would be possible to criticize the show, but you're welcome to attempt it. So please do reach out if you feel the urge.
I believe we have received exclusively 5-star ratings at this point, so if there were any criticism to be had, I'm sure somebody would have mentioned it by now.
Right, but I mean, numbers don't lie, and science is science, so...
Indeed. I did have a couple of brief administrative notes that I wanted to mention before we get too much farther into the episode. The first one is that I am most likely going to, at some point in season 5, figure out how to get this podcast delisted from Spotify.
Hey, nice.
Based on our download statistics, I think we might have like 1 or 2 or 3 people who listen on Spotify. So fair warning to those listeners specifically. Sorry, I hope you can find another platform to listen on, because Spotify is evil for various reasons. Lots of places are evil, but
especially
Spotify is one of them.
Yeah, I think the Spotify listener account probably took a giant hit when I joined the show and started listening live rather than listening via Spotify. But yes, to your point, Kyle, I am off of Spotify. My subscription has been canceled. I think my user still exists. I didn't purge everything, but I'm not giving them any money anymore. So that's cool.
The other note I wanted to mention is that I know, the younger generations, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, a lot of the time, for reasons that I don't understand, they like to listen to podcasts on YouTube. And the Doctor's Watcher is on YouTube, but I realized recently that it is not specifically listed as a podcast. It's just like videos.
Oh.
So also at some point in season 5, I'm probably going to figure out how to get our shit listed properly there. So to the 1 or 2 or 3 YouTube listeners, keep an eye out for that. I hope it doesn't totally fuck up the channel and stuff when I do that.
Yeah, and hopefully over time that might build some more YouTube friends. Of course, YouTube being a totally not evil media outlet. Oh, wait.
Uh-huh. Before we start actually talking about our new episode, what have you been up to?
Kind of the usual. I had a pretty exciting week at work because one day I did a half-day first aid training thing. Sounds kind of similar to that one you did a while back, but less in depth. The highlight from that was she was showing the instructor lady was showing us a video about what to do in situations of heat exhaustion and heat stroke and whatnot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, right. And it's, basically the stuff you'd expect, move them into a shaded, cool area. And there's certain spots on the body you can put ice. But the funniest part was in the video, they demonstrated, misting your coworker with a mist bottle. So it's this guy zapping his coworker in the face with a spray bottle like a bad cat. No, bad coworker, you don't get heat exhaustion. No, I told you.
Nice.
So that was awesome. I started laughing, and she thought it was just because the video was terrible, which it was, but no, it was because he was it's did his coworker jump on the couch or something, or was he clawing the chair again?
Nice.
So yeah, that was fun. I had another work thing where we went to some, vendor conference in the city of Atlanta, and yeah, that was. I mean, it's fun to go on field trips outside of the office, but I don't know. All it was just a bunch of selling. It's like, well, I'm not the guy that holds the credit card, and
Yeah.
for that reason, amongst many others, I just don't care.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've only been to like a few work-related conferences, and it's the ones I've been to have mostly been like, you go to different like presentations and talks and shit. And it's like, yeah, it's fun to go on a field trip, but it kind of sucks that work field trips are to like boring shit instead of like fun and cool shit like elementary school field trips.
Right, exactly.
Like,
yeah, like I was hoping for, tips and tricks. Like, here's a good way to format your queries, or,
right.
Here's a type of sorting that most people don't think about, but it's useful, or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
There was nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm always like, why doesn't work take us all to like go on a tour of the waste processing plant or something?
Right, that'd be awesome. Or like, let's go hit up Top Golf or something. Or,
right.
Mini golf, or any range of golf, really.
Annual
Not
trip
that
to
I'm
the
a golf
zoo.
guy, but yeah. Exactly. So I guess that's the kind of work field trip that you kind of just have to put yourself on.
Yeah.
But what about you? How have you been in the last couple of weeks since last serial finished series?
I've been doing all right. I've been under threat of going on a field trip to the courthouse, actually, because I've been on call for jury duty for this entire month, which has been 3.5 weeks so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all the previous times that I've been summoned for jury duty, it's been like there's going to be a 1 week period in which you check every night to see if you need to go in the next day. But that's all been for like county or state trials and shit. But I got summoned for like federal district court, and they've got like a 1 month on call period where basically every Friday night you have to check to see if you have to go in like at some point during the next week.
Interesting.
So far I haven't had to go in. There was one time when like on Friday night they were like, you're probably going to have to come in on Wednesday, but make sure to check again Tuesday night. And then Tuesday night they're like, nope, you're good.
Yeah. That's kind of annoying. Like, that's not a lot of, prep time.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of sucks because you have to prep for the biggest hassle, and then you might not even have to do that.
Right. Yeah. And I guess, given that there's basically 1 week left in April when we're recording this, and I checked last night, and they're like, all right, you're clear for next week, but check again 1 week from today. But that's going to be in May, so I don't really know why I need to check again. But I guess so they can like officially say you're good.
Nice. Well, good luck. I always sort of thought it might be interesting to do court, jury duty, but it's probably both interesting and also incredibly tedious, like at the same time.
Yeah, and I think like the types of cases that would be heard at like federal court, I think are either going to be like really salacious or like really dry and boring.
Yeah. Like,
there's probably not much in between.
Right. Like, these are the 37 different ways that this accountant has snuck money away from Jim's toilet paper manufacturing plant.
Right.
It's like, damn. Really? All 37 ways, bro? Like, we just like hit the top 3?
The other thing about it that is like the main reason I'm glad to have not actually had to go in yet is because it's like federal district court. The courthouse is like some distance from my house. So like in order to be there on time in the morning, I would have to leave my house like before the time I normally even get out of bed.
Oh man, that sucks.
So that would suck. I am glad to have not had to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully you won't have to do it, but if you do, then that'll be very cool to get like a court update. Strangely, I have the feeling it would come in 2 episodes at the earliest and not next episode, which I don't understand why.
Yeah, the timeline seems to kind of do weird shit like that sometimes.
Yeah, like our writers aren't the best, I guess.
Yeah.
Listeners, you know that. Cool. Well, I do have a joke for us before we get into this awesome new season.
Nice. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I decided to go swimming yesterday, and while I was there at the pool, like I really needed to pee, so I decided to like go over to the deep end and do it, and damn, like the lifeguard blew his whistle so loud I almost fell in.
Nice. Well, on that note, let's fall into season 5.
Indeed, the deep end of piss.
This is, of course, the first episode of the season and the first episode of the serial. And I thought I would give you the option of hearing the serial title now or at the end, since it is kind of a spoiler, as they often are.
Oh.
It's not like...
I'm going to flip I don't have a coin, but I have a little wooden piece of wood.
Nice.
Let's not hear the title until the end.
Sounds good. We will withhold the title for the moment then. This serial was written by Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis, who are a writing duo that we have heard of before. They wrote The 10th Planet and The Moon Base together.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it was directed by Morris Berry, who also worked on The Moon Base and directed that serial. And he also directed a season 6 serial. So we will look forward to that one too.
Nice.
And I wanted to mention that this serial is available for real, like live action, not animated, on the Doctor Who YouTube channel that I've mentioned. It's probably on BritBox too. I actually canceled my BritBox a while ago because I wasn't really using it because there were too many missing episodes in the previous season. Maybe I'll pick it up again at some point, but so many of them are on YouTube, I might not need to.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that we're back into like established OG territory. It's been kind of a minute since we were watching you were watching the originals.
Yeah, for sure. I read that the serial was missing basically until 1991 was when the Hong Kong television company ATV found that they had a copy of it and sent it back to the BBC.
Nice. Man, like no other show has like so many lost episodes and so many stories of like, oh yeah, they found it in the basement of a short-lived Czechoslovakian TV station or whatever. Like, we found it in, some weird videotape collector's box with his, videos of streams.
Right. Speaking of which, it's after Easter, but I have not yet had a chance to watch those recently discovered episodes that we talked about. So I am still hoping that they include trains or canals, but have not checked that yet.
Nice. Well, it will be good to find out.
Did we have a cliffhanger at the end of season 4?
I don't think so, right? Like they killed the Daleks for good, forever.
Right.
And like stopped their insidious plan to seed humanity with the Daleks' strongest characteristics or whatever. And then, yeah, I think they kind of just like flew off after that.
Pretty much, yeah. We did pick up a new companion.
Right. Yeah, we've got Victoria now, I think, right?
Yeah, they took Victoria with them.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we have to start this episode with the legally mandated scene of the new companion being like, whoa, cool, in the TARDIS control room. So that happens. Jamie's like, aye, we can travel through like time and space and shit. And Victoria's like, oh, ha ha ha, that's bullshit. And the doctor's like,
oh, no, don't laugh. It's true. Your father and Maxtable were working on the same problem, but I have perfected a rather special model, which enables me to travel through the universe of time.
Oh, the same problem, is it? Okay.
Yeah, we're back to, I guess, time travel rather than alchemy.
Right, and like, I guess it seems like they keep forgetting the goal of the original goal of the last serial.
Right.
Including during that serial.
Victoria realizes that if the Doctor's a time traveler, that could potentially have implications like for his personal life or his lifespan or whatever. So she asks how old he is, and he thinks for a moment, and he says that he's about 450 years old in Earth terms. I think that's impressive. Probably the first time we've heard that information.
Yeah. I was thinking, because I think in the new Who, he's supposed to be like 800 years old.
Something like that.
First came back, something like that. Yeah. Interesting.
She's still wearing this like big, Victorian era hoop dress that is bound to be very impractical on their adventures. So the Doctor tells Jamie to take her to the TARDIS wardrobe. And so Jamie starts leading her out of the control room. And as he takes her, he tells the Doctor,
try to give us a smooth takeoff, Doctor. We don't want to frighten her. A smooth takeoff? A smooth takeoff? What a nerve!
We don't do that here. You know that.
We cut over to this like very dry, rocky, sort of mountainous area. There's kind of this weird little rocket ship standing on kind of a small mesa or like a, a flat rock surface. It's got these 3 sort of like support posts or legs or whatever that it's standing on. And the body of the rocket ship is basically just this big upright cylinder. But instead of having kind of a cone on the top for aerodynamics, it has like a very rounded top. It's like if you imagine, like a capsule that medicine might come in, but like rocket sized and only half of it.
Nice.
Uh-huh. There's this big group of people there, and they are of various different nationalities. There's Americans, there are Germans, there are English people, there are like some Middle Eastern guys, and one of them is claiming that they're at the entrance to the city of Telos, according to the map, but nobody sees anything. They're wondering like where the entrance to the city is. They sort of climb up this steep hillside behind them. It's kind of a canyonous area. So they climb up this hillside and then they get out a device that it's about the size of like a Star Trek TOS handheld communicator, but the kind of the lid that flips up is sort of a sight. It's like a piece of glass with like a target kind of on it that you can look through. And there's a dial and a button. And so they line it up with the cliff face across the canyon from them. And they turn the dial and push the button, and the area where they were pointing it at explodes.
Nice.
Uh-huh. It seems like it was in vain at first.
Well, there you go. You can blast yourself one lump of rock and all you've got's another.
But the dust clears, and then they can see that there actually is sort of an artificial, like bunker style entrance into the mountain. So everybody cheers, and then they climb down their cliff face and, up the other cliff face and over to the entrance. The entrance is, sort of this entry area built into the cliff face. It's, still open to the outside, but it's got like metal floors and walls and roof other than the open side. And it's got these big metallic doors in the back that seem to lead, deeper into the mountain. And on the walls of this entry area, there are some paintings of big humanoid robots who have kind of handle-looking things on the sides of their heads, sort of like pipes connecting their ears to something on top of their head. And they seem very familiar to us viewers. We feel like we have seen something like this before.
Indeed, what could that be?
Most of the expedition are dudes, as you might expect from a show from the 60s. But there is one lady there, and she announces that the first man to open the doors will get 50 pounds. The leader of the expedition starts objecting, but before he can really get too far into his objection, some dude goes to open the doors, and as soon as he touches them, he gets electrocuted to death.
Of course.
So much for his 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Just then they hear the TARDIS materialize nearby, but they don't actually see it. It seems to have happened like behind a hill or whatever. So they're getting ready to go investigate the noise when Jamie and Victoria and the Doctor come into view around the hill. The expedition stops them. They are worried that our adventuring party is a rival expedition. They have tried to keep this place really secret and quiet, but word gets out sometimes.
Look at him. Archaeologists written all over him.
Really doesn't show.
They also think that, like, maybe somehow our adventuring party is responsible for the death of the dude who tried to open the door. But Doctor's like, nope, nothing to do with us. It looks like he was probably electrocuted trying to open the door.
Yeah. Nothing we could have done.
Uh-huh. So the expedition reveals, I don't know why they revealed this if they're so worried about rival expeditions, but they reveal that they are here looking for the last remains of the Cybermen.
Oh.
Telos was their home. This is the entrance to their city.
We know they died out many centuries ago. What we don't know is why they died out.
Most of the expedition is like, fuck this, that dude just died trying to open the door, so we're going to go back to the rocket. But
Probably
the expedition leader is like, no. Like, all you assholes who want to go back, like, go ahead and go back, but the expedition is, like, still happening. So he stays there. The lady from earlier also stays, and this guy who I think is her husband, maybe, and the two of them kind of seem to be like the money behind the expedition. They really want the doors to be opened, but the expedition leader is like, in case you didn't notice, a dude just fucking died trying to open the doors. And the doctor is just like, oh, I can do it. The husband, or the guy that is maybe the husband, basically tells the doctor that he can GTFO and like leave the expedition alone. But the doctor just kind of goes up and magnetically attaches some device to the doors, and it's like some kind of measuring device. So he looks at the readout on it, whatever it's measuring, and declares that the doors are perfectly safe now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's fine. There's some dialogue that I think maybe implies that the dead guy electrocuted the doors, but I think that was just poorly written, and it was meant to be the other way around. And like all the doors' electricity got emptied into the dead guy, so they're fine now.
Okay. Like they blew their load, and like that's it. That's
right.
all they had.
Yeah, they just had like one charge. So
This kind of seemed like a typical dungeon, so yeah, that tracks.
The doctor grabs the door handle, does not get electrocuted, but the door is too heavy for him to open. Jamie goes up and gives it a try, also rolls very poorly on his strength check. But then the doctor points to the lady, and she's got like this big servant guy. Of course, I will mention that the servant guy is a black guy who does speak, but very few times in the episode in the serial, and is very much just like the servant. So that kind of sucks.
Man. Yeah.
But the doctor's like, hey, that guy could maybe open the doors. He looks pretty big and strong or whatever. And he does.
Nice. Thanks, dude.
Uh-huh.
I'm picturing this guy like in the background. He's like Kemel's friend or cousin or
basically
something like that. And you know, they don't speak much when they're at work, but like they're actually really, really cool, you know, after hours.
Yeah, totally. The expedition all just heads on in, but our party stays out for a minute. Victoria seems like pretty nervous and unsure about things. The doctor kind of asks her something about if she's nervous that like her dress is too short. Because of course, you know, she's used to Victorian era clothing. Now she's in like 60s, you know, mod hipster adventure clothing.
Oh, scandal.
But he tells her not to worry about it.
Look at Jamie's.
Indeed. Look at Jamie. He's a slut. You can be a slut too. It's all good.
So, she still seems nervous. I think like the whole dress thing was kind of not really what she was really concerned about, which is just the whole situation in general. But the doctor and Jamie, kind of each take one of her arms, and the three of them all walk into the Cyberman city together.
Come along, let's go and see what the others are doing, shall we? Come along.
Interesting.
Yeah, the doctor's just kind of like trying to ease her into adventuring, I guess. Hi, folks. A lot of podcasts are supported by advertising, but not the Doctor's Watcher. A lot of podcasts are also supported by the listeners. That is true of the Doctor's Watcher emotionally. Financially, however, we ask nothing of you. All we ask is that you tell your friends about this great show that you listen to, and go give us a high rating and a nice review on the podcast rating and review platform of your choice. In return, we will continue to give you this lovely podcast. What else are you going to listen to while you do the dishes? And now, back to the show. So they all head into what seems to be some sort of control room. The expedition is examining everything. They're all rolling investigation checks, and they're all pretty knowledgeable. They've got good history skills and shit. And so they can tell that this seems to be from one of the earlier Cyberman dynasties, and they're getting information like that. But one of them mentions that they seem to be at kind of a dead end. There are no exits from this room other than like the door they came in and this big hatch that seems to lead like further down into the mountain, but they don't know how to open it. And the doctor's like...
And the other two, of course.
Two other doors?
Oh, yes. One in that section, and one in that section over there. Activated, I imagine, by this simple logical system here.
And he goes and like pulls a few levers on one of the control panels, and these doors open.
Oh, of course. Of course.
He says it's just based on simple symbolic logic, and that the doors operate with an OR gate.
Huh.
He doesn't explain any further than that, so I think maybe like Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis just like heard about OR gates and symbolic logic but didn't learn any further about it. They're just like, oh, that sounds like a cool doctor thing.
Right. So like we don't even know if it's OR or if it's XOR,
right?
Whatever.
One of the NPCs on the expedition asks the doctor how he figured it out.
Oh, I use my own special technique.
Oh, really, Doctor? And may we know what that is?
Keeping my eyes open and my mouth shut.
Nice.
So everyone splits up into sub-parties to go exploring. The plan is to meet back here by 1625, so they can search for anyone who's missing and doesn't make the meetup, and still have time to like get back to the rocket to leave on time. They, of course, want Victoria and the lady Captain to stay behind, because they're ladies, right?
Oh, right.
But they insist that with Captain's servant dude, Toberman, they'll be safe. So they form their own sub-party along with one of the other NPC expeditioners. So their sub-party goes through one of the doors, and they find a room containing these big devices that have like sort of ray gun like projector barrels coming from them, and like sort of mini little satellite dish things with sticks poking out. And these devices are pointed at a big Cyberman shaped recess in the opposite wall. And Kaftan, the lady, is like, oh, maybe this is like the Cyberman's Borg regeneration chamber. Maybe they go and stand in that recess and get revitalized.
Smart.
Uh-huh. The expedition dude is like,
Yes, that's reasonable. These projectors were probably made to fire in some sort of neuroelectric potential. Yes, that's it. I think you're right.
and Victoria's like,
Revitalizing is just what I need.
and she goes and tries to climb into the recess, but it's pretty big, and like she's really having a hard time kind of getting her legs into the two leg spots, because she has to like kind of straddle the bit between the legs, and it's just like really awkward. And she's got, you know, kind of a short dress on, and is having a hard time getting in.
Yeah, I mean, as we know from that comic that became famous on the internet, you know, when you find your hole, you'll know that it's yours, and you'll be drawn into it.
Uh-huh.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah, totally.
Junji Ito thing. Right, so clearly, like, this is not her hole that she should be climbing into.
Right. Meanwhile, Jamie is off exploring with a different NPC expedition dude. These characters are all named like in the episode transcript and like the closing credits and everything, but not really in the dialogue. So that's why I'm not really using very many names, is because they don't actually tell us very many names.
Oh, okay.
But Jamie's off with, you know, an adventuring party buddy. And this dude and Jamie realize that the corridors are all pretty well lit, but there are no windows anywhere. And the dude's like,
Alpha Meson Phosphor. Eh? It's a lighting system that never goes out. Works by letting cosmic rays bombard a layer of barium.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, oh, yeah. Right.
Jamie's just like, yeah, I understand. Totally.
I know one of those words.
They enter this room. They don't really know what the room was used for, possibly because they haven't really rolled investigation checks yet. Mm-hmm. But Jamie does find a seemingly dead, metallic, kind of like slug-looking creature with bug eyes on the floor.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. Back in the main control room, this big dial on the wall has partially lit up. It's got like numbers and a pointer. It's like a minute hand on a clock. And the expeditioners are all working on trying to figure out some mathematical code or something. But the doctor doesn't think it's a good idea.
Some things are better left undone, and I have a feeling that this is one of them.
Just like no reason, just like a random.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's probably right, obviously, but yeah.
He's like, you know, if we just end this module right now, that's probably fine.
It'll be fine. Let's go check out those, whatever, shepherds we saw on the way here.
Uh-huh.
That cute little kobold town. The DM's going, oh shit, I'm gonna have to come up with like 50 names.
He's worried because he thinks, you know, these puzzles that are being presented to them, these logic things and like the codes and whatever, all seem like too easy. So he's worried that like they're being set up or whatever. But the expedition dudes are like, dude, this shit is fucking hard. Like, we've been working on it for a while and like we haven't figured it out yet. So the doctor goes and looks at their stuff, and he's like,
Yes, well, what you've done here is mostly right.
Well, thank you.
You see, if you take any progressive series, it can be converted into binary notation. If you take the sum of the integrants and express the result as a power series, then the indices show the basic binary blocks. Only I wouldn't do it if I were you. Oh, no, I really wouldn't do it.
What? Okay. So the doctor's a doctor of logic as well, apparently.
Uh-huh. Of course, the dude does do it and, shouts more mathmobabble, like more and more excitedly as he goes and starts pulling levers and shit. And then we hear sort of like a powering up noise, this classic like as it gets like higher and higher pitched, and like the lights kind of dim a couple of times. The camera shakes a little bit, but like nothing else happens. So they wonder like what effect that had. And the doctor's like,
I don't know. Perhaps the Cybermen aren't quite as dormant as you imagine. We must find out what's happened to the others.
Back in the Cyberman Borg regeneration chamber, Victoria tries again to climb into the Cyberman recess in the wall, and the DM asks for an athletics check, and she hits a nat 20 this time, so he's like, well, I guess you get in then. And as soon as she does, then the DM is like, Captain pulls a lever on the control panel, and a big sort of door or lid or whatever slams shut over you, trapping you in the Cyberman recess on the wall.
Uh-oh.
The other expedition dude who's also in the room is like, WTF, did you touch anything? And Captain's like, nope, not me. So the dude goes and tries to pull the door open, just kind of like grabbing it with his hands and trying to pull it open. But DM doesn't even ask him to roll. He's just like, yeah, you can't do that. So the dude thinks that probably they'll need a crowbar to open it. But Captain is like, oh, it's probably just like too late already.
Right. Say goodbye to your friend. Forget about her. Let's just move past it.
The dude starts knocking on like the door lid thing, and they hear Victoria knocking back. So clearly she is still alive. He goes to get some help, and while he's gone, Captain starts fucking with the levers more and like pulling more levers and pushing more buttons and shit. And the devices in the room with like the satellite dishes and stuff just kind of start going like up and down and moving around. Then the other expedition dude shows back up with the doctor. The doctor like stops Captain from fucking with levers on the control panel, and he starts like actually examining shit and like trying to figure out how to save Victoria. We cut back over to Jamie and his adventure buddy. They're a little bit confused because Jamie thought he saw the slug creature move. His adventure buddy doesn't think so, but does notice that the control panel in their room is lit up, and it was not lit up when they first entered the room. Adventure buddy's like,
come and look at this. The whole control panel is active suddenly. Don't know which button to press first.
Well, I wouldn't touch it if I were you.
Jamie's just like, how about like maybe none of them until we figure out like what the fuck's going on? But Adventure Buddy has already pulled a lever, and then the lights in the room dim, and this cool sort of like spinning light pattern is projected onto the wall.
Nice.
Jamie's like kind of hypnotized by it until the adventure buddy notices that Jamie's kind of hypnotized by it and turns it off. And Jamie's like, why the fuck would the Cybermen want a hypnotizing machine? And the adventure buddy is like,
yes, you're right. Must be for something else.
Kind of made me wonder if he's AI controlled. Because, like, you know, you'll tell your AI agent that it got something wrong and it'll just be so, like, obsequious and, oh, yes, of course you were right. Clearly, you know, I didn't actually read the instructions that you gave me and did not do the thing you asked and, like, deleted half of your shit on prod, and I shouldn't have done that. I am so sorry.
Yes. Let us work to restore the permanently crippled production that we now have.
So Adventure Buddy starts talking about, like, maybe the light show projected on the wall was a target of some sort. He says that there's a subliminal center that you're trained to see. I don't really know, like, what that means, but cool, sure, whatever you say, dude.
Yeah, sounds like a cool target.
He tells Jamie to pull the lever to turn it back on, but not to look at it this time. So Jamie pulls the lever. Jamie's looking away at, like, a different wall or whatever, but Adventure Buddy is looking at the wall, but he's holding his hand up in front of his face and, like, looking through the gap between his fingers.
Okay.
As if he was, like, an 8-year-old in the 1960s watching Doctor Who on TV.
Nice.
We cut back to the other room where the doctor has somehow figured out which levers to pull in what order to open the lid and release Victoria, who's gasping for breath and, like, scared, but she seems okay otherwise.
I didn't like that very much, Doctor.
I don't expect you to. You'll have to be a little more careful in future, won't you?
What a dick. I mean, true, but Jesus, dude, she just came out of a Cyberman trap thing.
Seriously. He says that they need to go check on Jamie. So he and Victoria leave to go do that. Back in the main sort of control room, they still really want to get the big hatch open, but they can't figure out how. They decide that the doctor must not have given them the complete code, so they need to figure out the rest themselves.
The tombs of the Cybermen must be below ground, together with all their records. If we can't get down there, all our work here and the sacrifice of that unfortunate fellow's life will go in vain.
Quick aside, did we just hear the serial title?
Not quite.
Oh, dang. That seemed like it. The Tombs of the Cybermen.
Well, I will reveal it now. The serial title is singular, The Tomb of the Cybermen.
Okay. Yep, I knew that had to be it.
Yeah. But unfortunately there are no fireworks and no confetti because he said the tombs.
Dang it.
The light show that Jamie's adventure buddy is watching has kind of progressed from these circular patterns into some more, like, psychedelic and fractal type stuff. And then it ends. They've apparently gone through, like, every control on the control panel except for the big button. Adventure Buddy starts looking for the projector that the light show must have been projected from. And as he's looking for it, he tells Jamie to go ahead and press the big button. So he does. And a new light show starts. This one's sort of a figure 8 pattern on the wall. And just then the Doctor and Victoria arrive at the room. The Doctor is shouting at Jamie not to touch anything on the control panel, and Jamie's just like, too late. And then presumably the effect of pressing the big button happens, which is that what looks like an inert or like inactive Cyberman body slides out of the wall into the center of the chamber. It's kind of propped up almost like a target practice dummy. And this big laser device comes out of the back wall of the chamber, and it shoots the Cyberman target practice dummy, except it doesn't actually shoot the dummy, because it actually shoots Jamie's adventure buddy, who is standing in between it and the target practice dummy.
Dope.
So he falls to the ground. Victoria screams. The camera zooms in on the face of the Cyberman target practice dummy, and the credits roll.
Oh, man. Well, that's a very exciting beginning to our new season. Nice and sci-fi. One of the things that I kind of appreciate about Doctor Who, as opposed to like modern shows we watch now, is that like clearly this serial is about Cybermen. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're going to wake up and like they're going to probably be the main baddie. But you know, we've seen one whole episode so far, and like the closest we got was like a, you know, target dummy Cyberman that didn't even really do anything on his own.
Right.
It's like other shit that's happening. It's kind of cool, you know. They have a bit of, they're willing to do more build up.
Yeah, definitely. Like they can really kind of take their time and like explore the tomb, basically. Like, what is all the shit that's happening in the Tomb of the Cybermen other than just there are Cybermen here? Which,
right,
at this point, we don't even know. Are there Cybermen here other than like the target practice dummy and like the one cyber slug that Jamie found?
Right. But yeah, I mean that is pretty cool and thematic too. That like the traps and the puzzles in the tomb are very like cybery, computery. At least it uses, you know, logic-y words and stuff.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, I sort of have the impression that the module designer didn't actually create any logic puzzles. They're just like, you need to roll high enough on your intelligence check, and if you do, then you solved the logic puzzle.
Right. Which, you know, I get that, but come on, it is kind of a cop-out.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, look, you're not doing an actual puzzle, you're just doing a skill challenge. Like, a puzzle could be figured out. That's when you have to be a little bit okay with like meta knowledge.
Yeah, totally.
Because like a puzzle could be figured out by an intelligent player who's playing, you know, a intelligence of 5 character.
Right. On the other hand, like maybe the DM knows that the players are all fucking idiots, but they're like, the Doctor would be smart enough to solve this puzzle that you, the player, can't. So
that's true.
You just need to roll.
Right. Like, but for the Doctor, no roll necessary. Like, you guys try and, you know, do your thing, and then the Doctor will come in and tell you. Well, cool. This is fun. Yeah, the Tomb of the Cybermen. I think I have heard the name of that serial somewhere before, probably from you, but I don't specifically recall. But yeah, I like it so far. This one seems like it will really lend itself to the D&D metaphors.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the only other thing I did want to mention about this one is just a note that apparently Deborah Watling, who plays Victoria, what I read is that she actually was claustrophobic. So, like, the scene of getting trapped in the regeneration chamber thing, like, actually pretty sucked for her to film.
Oh, man, that does suck. I can just, like, see it. They're like, okay, you know, wait for us to knock, and then, you know, we want you to knock back. And they do the scene, and then they're like, wow, you really sold, you know, how scary it would be in there with your frantic knocking.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, now when you come out, you need to look like you're really scared and like hyperventilating and stuff.
Yeah.
She's just like, cool, got it.
She's so method, like, this is incredible. She came out, and I swear, it smelled like pee inside that thing. Well, cool. Oh, yeah, another thing I forgot that's fun about this is we really get to see kind of Victoria just being herself on a Doctor Who adventure rather than being, you know, the damsel in distress or whatever, like she was last time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, now that she's, like, promoted to full companion and we're not specifically on a quest to save her, like, she's probably gonna start going out and doing stuff and being cool.
Yeah, she's just like a rogue orphan now.
Mm-hmm. And I think I mentioned this earlier, I'm not sure, but I like that we have two companions from historical eras, but different historical eras to each other.
Yeah. That gives their perspectives, like, enough difference that they can kind of play off each other.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, nice. This is a very exciting start to the new season. Anything else our listeners should know about this episode, Kyle?
They should know that if they liked the show, they can go give us positive ratings and reviews on whatever platform they rate and review podcasts on.
Yeah, indeed. And if you're using a logic-based or a binary-based platform, let's see, that'd be 3, 4. Would it be 100? Is it binary for 5?
I think it would be 101.
Oh yeah, because I should have started at 0, not at 1.
Yeah.
101.
101.
Yeah.
Give us 101 stars.
Yes, indeed. Cool. Well, this will be interesting to continue in 2 weeks. But thanks, listeners, for tuning in and embarking upon this new, exciting new serial and season with us.
Indeed.
And thanks, Kyle, for describing this new episode for me to listen to.
And thank you, Ryan, for listening to my description of this new episode. And if you want to hear about what other claustrophobic situations poor Deborah Watling gets trapped in, come back in 2 weeks.
Indeed. We'll see you then, listeners.
Bye.
Bye.
Doctor, you seem to be very familiar with this place.
Oh, no, not really. It's all based on symbolic logic, the same as you use in computers. The opening mechanism for this door, an OR gate, you call it.
Yes, I can see that, but how did you know in the first place?
Oh, I use my own special technique.
Oh, really, Doctor? And may we know what that is?
Keeping my eyes open and my mouth shut.